How much do you need to start an online business? What are the startup costs? And how soon can you start earning revenue when you launch a business online? Let's go. After launching multiple brands online, I can tell you that launching a business online is a very strategic process, and most people jump a few steps and then end up failing. So in this video, I'm gonna give you the 4 things you need to think about when you're planning your startup cost for your online business. The first thing you wanna think about is your strategy. What type of online business are you actually creating? Because the type of online business will dictate the level of startup costs needed. If you're launching a coaching business, it'll be a little bit different than an e-com business. If you're launching an online event business and it's gonna be very tech heavy on the delivery, you're gonna need more tools to be able to pull that off. Online business startup costs depend on the exact kind of business you're starting. For example, you have to answer the question, are you selling products online or is your business online? It's a big difference. For example, I have a friend that owns a clothing line that sells his clothing online. Online is where he connects with his customers, but it's an offline business in that it's shirts that people are actually wearing. And so the idea is understanding, is your entire business an online entity where they'll buy and get delivered online and everything lives there? Or is it a component of offline and online? Because that again will dictate your startup cost. If you're selling online and delivering in person, those have different costs. So the first thing you want to do is lay out your strategy. What are you actually selling online and what niche are you choosing to go into? Because an online business will vary greatly depending on what you're doing. But every online business, no matter what strategy you pick, should have information as one of its key pieces. And the reason I say this is information sells products. And so even if your product is sold offline, having information that trains your customer really helps move product online or services online. So when you're thinking about your strategy, whether it's an e-com business, whether it's coaching, whether you're using an online platform to sell offline products, really work information into your business because it's a huge part of the strategy and it will keep your cost of customer acquisition down. It's a lot cheaper to create content than to pay for a customer. And creating content will limit the amount of money you have to front end load to land customers. The second thing you want to do if you're launching an online business is you want to get somebody who knows what the heck they're doing. Hire somebody who has been there and who has done that. And let me tell you who I like to hire. I like to hire practitioners and ask them to coach rather than coaches and what they do is coach, meaning they get paid to coach. So the idea is it's not that I won't pay the mentor, it's that I like people that are doing what I want to do, not teaching what I want to do only. So the idea is finding a practitioner that's already doing it and ask them, hey, would you mentor me? I'll pay for your time, versus paying a professional coach who that's all they do, who might be a little bit out of touch of what the industry is actually doing. Bringing on a mentor that has experience and is doing it. You don't want somebody who's been there and done that. You want somebody who's been there, done that, and still doing it. They understand the market shifts over time and they know what customers are looking for online. The thing I like about online businesses is while the method or the platform might be different, meaning maybe your customers hang out on LinkedIn versus Facebook, or they hang out on Instagram, or your customers are more on Pinterest, especially if you're selling to a female crowd. So you're picking different platforms. But the truth is, online businesses are seeking to do one thing. They're seeking to gain attention in exchange for value. And they're seeking to give value in exchange for an offer. So the idea of an online business is to gain attention, connect with people, offer value, ask them to buy. A mentor can walk you through that specific strategy, and each one is a little bit different. What if you don't know where your customers hang out? What if you don't know how to create Facebook ads? What if you don't know how to market online? That's the power of hiring mentors. I can tell you when I launched my online business, I invested a lot of money into mentorships and teams that knew a heck of a lot more than I did in order to really get in front of my customers and help people with what they really want help with. And you need to do the same. Because here's the thing, most people online are selling value. Well, if you're selling something online, especially if you're selling information and you're selling coaching, well, guess what? If you invest in coaching, it's a lot easier to sell coaching because you obviously believe in it enough to invest in it. I can't tell you how many coaches have a coaching business but won't invest in a coach. It boggles my mind. But don't be that kind of person. whatever your business is, be a user of your product before you're ever a seller of your product. Before we go on to the next few tips about how much you need to start an online business, throw a comment in our comment section and let us know what type of business are you thinking of starting online. I'd love to know what type of business you're starting and how we can assist in your journey. The third thing you need to know with your online startup costs is what tools you're going to need. Because with every online business comes softwares that you'll need to buy, probably on a monthly subscription service, in order to deliver to your clients and get your clients. And here's a couple things you're gonna need. You're of course gonna need a website and hosting. No matter what you're selling, you're gonna need some sort of website or a funnel in order to connect with your customers so they can see who you are and see what you sell. Because the truth of the matter is, on an online business, if there's no website, it's like having a brick and mortar with the doors closed. So you're gonna have to have some sort of way for your customers to shop you before they pay you. Whether that's an online funnel or a website, you're gonna have to pay some sort of hosting service and website platform to be able to create that. So that's one of the tools you're gonna need. The second tool you're gonna need is a CRM, or a customer relationship management system. You're gonna need some way to connect with your customers after they give you their contact information. Whether they buy a product in order to market to them for future products, or they give you their information in exchange for value and then you're gonna sell to them later. Either way, you're gonna need a customer relationship management system in order to connect with your customers. And those can range from free for a very small package up to thousands of dollars a month for very large packages, depending on how many contacts are in your database. Another thing you're gonna need is a landing page builder, especially if you're taking the funnel route. If you're selling, even if you're selling product or you're selling services and you're not gonna necessarily have a website storefront, you're gonna more just sell through funnels and connect with people through landing pages where they give you their information in exchange for value, then you're gonna need a landing page builder like Lead Pages or ClickFunnels or OptimizePress. Another tool is some sort of calendar booking link, because even in business, you're gonna need a way for people to book a time to chat with you. Whether you're using a strategy session model where they book a strategy session, you hop on the phone, you talk them through and then offer them your coaching or offer them your products and services, they're gonna need to book a time with you. And just for business meetings, people can book times with you if they wanna have you on their podcast. People can book times with you if they wanna connect with you for business collaboration. You're gonna need some sort of calendar booking system. I use Calendly, and that seems to be a great system, but you're gonna need something, and those are gonna range in the $10 to $20 a month range. The fourth thing you're gonna need is some branding costs. You're gonna need a logo and you're gonna need a business identity. When you have your logo design, you want that logo to say as much about your business without words as possible. See, a lot of people create a logo, and when I look at it, if the words weren't there, I'd have no idea what it was. Now, you can have logo accent the words, so the words themselves can be the logo with a little arrow on it or something that's specific to you. But the logo, you want to have a specific identity. For example, if you're out and about and you see the Nike swoosh, you don't need anything with it because you know what it stands for. The Just Do It. Victory, right? The idea, you know what it stands for because you've seen it so many times. When you see the golden arches, you know it stands for calories. You understand that. That's the idea. You know what that stands for. So you want online, you want to have a logo that it floats online, and when people see it, they know what it stands for. They know what's coming. But having a logo created costs a little bit of money. So that is going to cost anywhere from $50 to $350. And I like services like 99 Designs, which is a great competitive platform. A competitive platform is where you put up your ideas, here's kind of what I'm looking for, and a lot of designers will throw logos at it, and then you pick the winner, and whoever wins gets paid. And that's the competitive platform, so you're getting some really good ideas on what kind of logos you can use. My wife and I both, for our businesses, have used this platform, and it works really well. There's other platforms like Fiverr, Fiverr.com, where you can go and you can actually connect with people all over the world that offer very, very reasonable, low-priced services where you can have logos made in the $20 to $30 range. Now understand, some of them are really good and some of them are not so good. So you really, when you're in services like that, you want to make sure you look at how many reviews they have. The number of reviews will tell you usually if they're worth working with. The next thing you're going to need is some sort of course design if you're doing an online digital training and you're teaching information. Because it's amazing when you start and you're like, I'm going to do an online course. Well, what's the logo for that course? Because while you have a logo for your business, you're going to need a logo for that course. What's the course called? Are you going to design a workbook? When people see that program online, how's it designed? Are you going to have iPads and like your brand on an iPad and an iPhone? Are you going to stack up like books and the branding is going to be on books? You need all that stuff designed. And that will cost you anywhere from $100 to $200 to usually have a course designed so that you can start to sell that to people. And course design is really important when you're selling courses because let me tell you, it's called the thud factor. Back in the old days when people used to sell things, physical products, it's the idea that you want the customer. There's a guy that used to sell online that used to pick up a duffel bag and slam it down on a table, and people got everything in the duffel bag when they bought his program, and it was the idea that it made a thud when it landed. And that term stuck throughout the industry is a thud factor. When you design your course, you want to design and make it feel as thick as possible and add as much value as possible so there's a higher perceived value to the customer. Now, why do I tell you all that? Because all of that needs to be designed. And that design can be, like I say, in the 100 to 200 range, and that way you can have a really professional design done so people are really impressed when they see your course. And then you need to have landing pages or a website design. So a lot of the graphics, logo, and branding design online needs to be done by a professional. I wouldn't suggest doing this yourself unless that's a skill set you possess. Then I would continue to go and get somebody who can build websites and build landing pages. Again, the difference between a website and a landing page, a website is kind of everything. It's kind of like a big storefront of everything you are and everything you do. A landing page has one specific action to get you to opt in, give you their contact information in exchange for some piece of value. It has one purpose. I like landing pages over websites because when you go to a website, there's a lot more to do. I like one purpose pages. There's only one thing to do on that page, and you can get a lot more conversions and a lot more customers through that system. But no matter which one you choose, it needs to be designed, and it will add to the bottom line of your startup cost. But I also want to give you our free business startup checklist. So go into the description, click that link, you'll be taken to a page, and you'll be able to snag your free business startup checklist so you don't miss any of this when you're launching your online business.